the vampire thing?
Yeah, yeah.
I have a whole playlist of like all music like this in Motown and stuff. All like Tommy Garber.
Hi, good morning. So I hope I made that intro kind of interesting. I tried to grab B-roll because I was doing like fun stuff yesterday, and I don't know how it turned out, especially at the craft store, because the cart that I grabbed would not turn right, and once you got it to finally turn right, it just like tried to go in circles all day long, so I was really fighting against it. But I went and carved pumpkins with my friends yesterday, and it was so fun. And so I thought that for the remainder of this weekend, I would try and like do more, get some stuff done, be a little bit productive like I was last week in that vlog. I feel like that one went really well for me. And because the trick-or-treat-a-thon is ending on Halloween night, I need to finish out some books and get some bingos for that. So I was already productive this morning, and I started off by finishing the Wicker King. So I do get one bingo from this book, and I will talk about my feelings on this in a second. Let me tell you what other things I need to do during this vlog to complete a checklist. So checklist is that I need to create my November bullet journal spreads, because I haven't even thought about what they're going to be, but now that I went to the craft store and got a couple of things, I feel like I have stuff that I can make into November spreads. So that's number one. I also need to vote and submit that into the mail, because I have not done that yet. I meant to last week, and then I put the papers underneath all of the other mail and stuff that I got, so I haven't mailed in my ballot, and I need to do that. So like that is definitely on my checklist. I also need to read another book, so I need to read Lobizona, because this one will get me my final bingo that I can feasibly get by Monday night. So this is my next read for the weekend. That's 3 things, right? Let's try and get to 5. What else can I do? Laundry. I absolutely need to do laundry. It has been weeks. I've basically been living in pajamas, so laundry needs to get done. And let's do one more thing. Oh, I need to film my October TBR, which should be out on Tuesday. So by the time you see this video, it will already be out and you can watch it right here. So yeah, I need to do all 5 of those things. But I did say that I finished the Wicker King, so we can quickly talk about that one before we get started on the rest of this video. Okay, so the Wicker King. I struggled with this one. If you did not watch my vlog last week, I had started it and made it like 30 pages in and was so confused that I decided to read something else. And I was really debating just saying, this is a DNF, I don't want to read it. But because it was such a short book, I couldn't bring myself to just put it on the shelf and forget about it, because it was like, if it's a book that I wasn't going to like it was going to be what, 2.5 hours of my life to read it on 2 times speed. So I decided to just push through it this morning, and my feelings are definitely mixed on this. I went onto Goodreads after I read it and saw that somebody, I think it was Peace Love Books, she wrote that she read the author's note, and she read it before she read the book, and it made the book make a lot more sense. So then I went and I read the author's note after I had already completed it, and I do agree that the author's note helps it a lot, and it kind of helps the feelings of uncertainty I was feeling towards some of the events that happened in this clear up for me. So what is this about? I couldn't really tell you. We have 2 characters, Jack and August, and they are best friends, and we are basically in August's point of view the entire time, and him and Jack just have a very strange relationship. They are almost always together. They're always doing things together. August is basically Jack's caretaker sometimes, and on the other hand, August like really relies on Jack kind of being the leader of them two and telling August what to do, and he's just always kind of taking charge, and August is very comfortable in that relationship, and it feels kind of toxic, quite a bit codependent for a while, and then we watch as Jack starts to see things and feel like he's living in a kingdom type of place, and he has all of these wild ideas, and he thinks that there's like a quest that he needs to go on, and August just kind of goes along with it, and he knows that Jack isn't okay. He knows that the things that Jack's seeing aren't real, but because Jack is telling him, I need you to do this for me, August just kind of goes along with it. And so we see as Jack like slowly gets more entangled into his own mind, and August is just going along with it because that's what he's comfortable with, and Jack is his best friend and his person. And it was very interesting. And I think the more I went on, the more I appreciated the story that was being told, and I appreciated seeing how August knew the whole time that Jack wasn't doing okay, and just the rationalizations he made on why he just kept letting Jack say the things that he did or talk August into some of the wild things that he made August do. But by the end of it, I was like very unsure how I felt about their relationship as a whole. And I will say that the author's note just like made it feel more wrapped up for me, because it talks about just how these two boys were in family environments that weren't great for them. They needed people who wanted to take care of them or who wanted to just be around them. And it might not have been the healthiest relationship, but it's what they needed because they weren't getting it from their parents or from their family. And I enjoyed it more. So as I was reading it, I was thinking, this is like a 2 or 3 star book. But now, like after getting to the end of it, it feels more like a 3.5. So I don't know if I want to give it a 3 star on Goodreads or if I want to give it a 4 star. So I'll plug it into Cop Pile. But I appreciated it more after I finished it, which was weird. And I feel like I could go back and reread it now and things would clear up for me a lot more. So it's an interesting read. It was very interesting. It made me think a lot. And I felt very dumb while I was reading it though. I definitely had a point where I was like, wow, is this one of those books that like you would dissect in an English class, and I would totally fail that grade because I was not very good at dissecting books like that. Like I am not an English major. I was a math kid. I was not an English kid. So sometimes books are hard for me, okay? But I liked it. I think it was okay at the end. But we need to get going with the rest of this weekend. I only have 2 days to get all of these things done, and I think I'm going to start off by trying to get into Lobizona to start with, just so I can see how this one goes. It's also, I think, a 16-hour audiobook, I want to say. I could be very wrong on that, so I want to make a dent in it. I doubt I'll finish it tonight. I'll try and get to like 2/3. That's my goal for today, and then we'll finish it out tomorrow. But I think this one's about werewolves, and I also want to say that it's like the beginning of a series, which also worries me because I'm starting so many series recently and I'm overwhelmed with how many series I still have yet to finish, or all the other ones that I also want to start on my shelf. So we're gonna read this and try and get some other stuff done. I should put in a load of laundry, shouldn't I? Oh, that would be responsible. I guess I'll do that. Ugh. Okay. Laundry's in, and I definitely left my book over on my bed, so I need to get up. But yesterday when I went to my friend's house, I also picked up, oh, no I did not. I just spilled that on my iPad, so I need to clean that up. But I picked up crumble cookies, and maybe I'll hold my hand like this, but they were like Halloween candy themed, and I saw people trying them on TikTok, so I wanted to give them a go. So there was M&M cookie, there was their regular chocolate chip, they had Nerds, there's Butterfinger, Tootsie Roll, and then they had a molten lava one. And I tried a couple of these last night and they were so good, but I think the molten lava one was my favorite. It tasted like a brownie. So do I need to eat all of these right now? No, but I'm going to be snacking on them as I'm reading, and I definitely need to clean up my iPad. But these are very delicious. The Nerds one, probably my least favorite, but there were like little Nerds ropes on there, which are one of my favorite candies, so it was still kind of a win, even though it wasn't my favorite flavor. But I haven't tried their chocolate chip one by itself. A classic chocolate chip, that's good. And then I did not get to try the M&M one last night. That one's fine, not as fun. I did like the Tootsie Roll one though. I heard people say that they didn't like that one, but I thought it was pretty good. But I like Tootsie Rolls. Anything chocolate flavored basically is a win for me. But yeah, these are really good. I'm gonna snack on these and go grab the book and clean up this mess that I just made. Look at me trying to be cute and trendy with trying crumble cookies and then just spilling them all over. You know, that's more me. I spill the cookies. I'm not very aesthetic at all. Okay, we have some updates. I have been listening to Lobizona, and I'm definitely further than where my bookmark is because I've just been listening to it. But I had to pause because I was trying to go through my ballot and vote, and there were 25 judges that we had to vote for in Arizona, as well as 10 propositions. And this is the like packet that they sent in the mail, and I was like having to read so much stuff, and I was looking up so many articles about different judges and different props, and that took me like an hour and a half, I think. That was so intense. I've never really done a ballot that intense before. Usually there's like 2 or 3 props and then a few people I have to look up, but this one was like so long. Wow, my hand like kind of hurts from filling in all those bubbles. But I have voted. I just need to put it in the mail tomorrow because the mail doesn't go out on Sunday, and it is also like 10 o'clock at night, so you know, I don't think the mailman's coming anytime tonight. He usually comes in the afternoon on the weekdays. So I am going to continue listening to Lobizona and probably clean my room and maybe start on my November bullet journal spreads, or at least mapping out what I want to do with them. But I just wanted to let you know that I voted, and hopefully by the time this goes out you'll have voted too, if you had any mail-in ballots. If not, Tuesday, it's coming up, it's coming up, just vote. All right, I'm gonna go back to reading. Currently waiting for my toaster oven to heat up because I am planning to eat pizza for breakfast. But I made it halfway through Lobizona last night. I'm going to try and get to like 75% in the next couple of hours and then try and tackle the rest of my to-do list. So I'm just gonna wait for my pizza to heat up, eat that, and then hopefully start reading. I am kind of currently maybe reading fan fiction right now, but this is the last one I'm letting myself read. And then I have to read Lobizona so I can get this checklist done, so that I can get this bingo done, so that I feel like I have contributed to my team. Like I think I got at least 2 or 3 bingos, right? And I'm working on my 4th. So I feel like I contributed decently, but I'm so hungry. My stomach is about to growl. I will check in with you when I am doing something that pertains to this to-do list. So bad, but I just got a package in the mail and I am so excited for it. This is the first one of these that I've ever bought for myself. I am so excited. I'm also kind of nervous though that it didn't come with any bubble wrap. It was just like straight up in this, but let's look. I have confetti stars all over me. And to be completely honest, I don't have a record player. We have one in our house that just like, I don't think it has a needle, and it hasn't been used since probably the 70s. So I won't be able to play this on anything because I don't have anything to play it on, but it'll be really cute on my wall. Why is she so pretty? Oh my god. Okay, I can't wait to see it. Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. So pretty. Okay, how do I not get my fingerprints all over it? Oh my gosh, look at it. It's way more teal in person. It looks very muted on the camera, but it's very teal and I love it. I am so happy I went with the jade one. Okay. I wish I could play this, but that's okay. It will just be on display forever, but I'm so happy it's finally here. I was one of the people who it was like stuck in Minnesota for the longest time. If you're somebody who bought some of her merch, are you keeping the stars? Part of me wants to, but like at the same time, like what am I gonna use these stars for? What do I need them for? But like, they could be really cute. My bullet journal. Oh, I should put them in my bullet journal. Done. It's just so cute. I love it. Update. I did finish Lobizona. I should go and grab that. Alright, we just have the dust jacket because I don't know where I set down my book, but it was alright. It was definitely not something that fully kept my interest, so I was trying to read along with it, and I found myself not really wanting to follow along, and like I felt very restless, like I needed to get up and do stuff. So I ended up cleaning my room while I was listening to it, so I wasn't like fully paying attention, but I feel like it's a pretty solid YA book. We have a main character named Manuela. She goes by Manu, and her mother and like her like pseudo grandmother get attacked, and Manu goes on the run, and after she goes on the run she finds out that her mom was also deported or like in a detention center waiting to go on to trial, and we don't really know if her mom does get deported, but it's like hinted at that she probably has been deported. And her mom's been keeping secrets from her entire life, so I don't know how much detail to get into, but at the beginning she's on her period, and it's like really cool that it was like talked about in this book and not shied away from. But her period ends up happening on the full moon every year, and it's like really agonizing for her, so her mom gives her super heavy sedatives because her mom was a nurse in Argentina, and she sleeps through like 3 days worth of her period, which sounds a little strange, but she also has these yellow eyes with stars for pupils that she knows is like weird. She thinks it's a genetic mutation, and her mom lies and says like, oh, you got it from your father. It's just like a weird genetic mutation that he had, and that's just kind of what she goes with. But her mom's been keeping secrets her entire life, and once the whole like on the run thing happens, she finds herself running to the woods. I don't really know how she gets there. I was kind of not paying attention during that part, but she ends up at a school for witches and werewolves, and she finds out there that all the women that are magical are all witches, and all of the men that are there at the school are all werewolves, and there's a very fine divide between like women are witches and men are werewolves, but she ends up actually being a werewolf, and she's also an illegal werewolf because her mother was human and her father was a werewolf. So there's a whole conversation in this book about a legal status and deportation, and her feeling like she has nowhere where she belongs because she's been in hiding her entire life because of the way her eyes look. Her family's been in hiding their entire lives because of their status as citizens, and now she at this school is in hiding because she is a werewolf and a female, and that's just not allowed, but she's also half human, and so there's a lot of that going on in this too, which makes it really suspenseful. But of course, because it's YA, there is a love interest, and it's very insta love, very insta attraction, which wasn't my favorite, but there were a few like twists that I didn't see within the friend group. Nothing major, like no like plot point twist, just like relationship twist that I did enjoy. But other than that, I don't think I'll think about this book very often. I don't feel like anything stood out for me, but I feel like I could recommend this. Like if you just want like a fast-paced werewolf YA book with a little bit of love interest in it, this is a fun one. I don't think I'll go on to the second book in the series, but I still had a good time. And it got me another bingo. So I think this will be my final bingo for the trick-or-treat readathon. Trick-or-treat-a-thon, I always say it wrong. But I have not finished the rest of my checklist. What was on my checklist? So I have finished Lobizona. I have mailed in my ballot. I did put that in the mail today. I've done my laundry. What else did I even say I was gonna do? I have not filmed a video, and I really need to, so that's why I need a shower. I might just dry shampoo the heck out of my hair and hope for the best. But I also, did I say I was gonna do my bullet journal? If I did, I really need to work on it. I don't think I'll be able to finish it today. it is Halloween. I don't think I'll be able to finish it before November 1st starts, but I'll finish it for this vlog for sure. So that might be the last thing that you see me doing because I am waiting on some things to come in the mail for that. So I need to film my November TBR, and I am not mentally prepared to film a video right now. But we're gonna do it anyway after I put on a vase. So let's do that. Let's film a video. Hi, my name is Paige. Welcome to my November TBR. Alrighty, the transitions between those last two clips were not great, but that is alright. We have made it to the end of this week and my checklist. I did end up working on my bullet journal, and I did put in all of those confetti stars that I got from my Taylor Swift package, but I have added to it since, and I made it look a little bit more pleasing to the eye because I thought it was kind of boring how it looked. So I need to film my bullet journal video, and that will be going out after this video on Tuesday. So look out for that. It looks a little bit different than it does in this video, and I'm excited for how it looks. I really like it. So if I haven't already linked the video for my November TBR, I will make sure to have that up in the cards for you if you want to watch that. It's a pretty laid back video. It didn't take me too long to film. I don't have to read a lot of books in November, and I definitely haven't been reading because I have been doing NaNoWriMo. I am on, I would say, a roll with how I'm writing. I'm already at 20,000 words, but I will say that I did have like 28,000 words written that I'm just kind of reworking to fit the way that I want the story to go now. So there's a lot of things that I'm deleting from the old version of the story, but if you want to see me do nano, because I'm having a lot of fun doing it, that will be what my next weekly vlogs will be. I am going to try and incorporate some reading, but don't count on there being a lot of books. So it will probably just be a lot of reading or writing updates, and hopefully a little bit of reading, because I do have some books that I need to read for my TBR and some other things that I want to read books for. So we made it to the end of this video, and I'm going to wrap it up right here. If you would like to chat with me about books while you wait for my next video to come out, I have my Instagram and Discord linked in the description, and I will see you on Tuesday for my bullet journal video. All right, goodbye.